Hi guys. Hello. Well, hello everybody. Hello Dawn. Yes, I saw some of Milky Shay's live briefly. I saw a bit of it. She really has no concept of any of the consequences or any of the things that she's done. Hello Dawn. Hello Laurie. Hello Lydia. Lydia, yes. Hello B. It's a very early morning here, so hello to everybody. Hello, Pixie Dragon. Hi. More, less, or other. More, less, or other. Hello. Dashing D. Hello. Miss Cherry Blossoms. Hello. Laurie, that is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Hello, Saban. Hello, B. Lynn. Hello, Michael Frizzle. Lydia, Tiggs, Brooke, G. Les, Diana Jacobs, and Violet. I know. She's like Teflon. Nothing sticks. Nothing sticks. Hello, oh hell no. Hello, Babrice. East Coast, 9:45. Sorry, I'm blanked then. I can't do times in my head. Hello, Serenity Queen. Hello, Campfire Girl. Hello. Right. I was obviously very wrong about her still being in Kuwait. But I said if she hadn't left within the weekend, she'd be stuck there. Hello, Pamela Patterson. Hyde Norway, Andre the Great 53, Catsy. Hello. She admitted that it was her arm in the picture at her sister's birthday. I didn't comment on that picture at all. Heather, her silence too had me done. The thing is, because of her ODD, I legitimately thought there is no way on this earth she would listen to her mother. And technically she didn't, because she did those cameos where she looked quite furtive and kept looking off to the side. She must have gotten Pretty Girls Fun. Thank you so incredibly much. That's wonderfully kind. She must have got such a bollocking for those cameos. I mean, she couldn't resist. She couldn't resist. Thank you so much, Tiggs. Oh, that's such a cute little sticker. Thank you so much. It must have killed her. It must have killed her. Apparently, Kuwait recognised the marriage as legal. According to whom? I'll have to wait for that. I mean, I doubt if we'll ever get concrete evidence on that unless she actually shows the marriage certificate, or Salah shows the marriage certificate. So what's the news about Salah? I haven't watched her live fully yet. She says Salah and Julia are safe and she won't say where they are. And that's it. And this is the bit that's getting me. She's getting a new cat on Friday called Smokey, and he has health issues. And she's just started renting an apartment by herself. She has no cutlery, she has no crockery, she barely has bedding, she's got no bowls, no nothing. Yet she's getting a cat on Friday. Thank you so much, JK. She's getting a cat, a 6-year-old cat called Smokey on Friday who has health problems. Now she's moved to an apartment by herself. She's living by herself for the first time in her life. She has no bidet. She already said that she needs Salah to wash her back, so she's on her own. Her hygiene. This again, if I'm wrong, I will hold my hat up to it. But last trip to Thailand, stoned in a room, shitting herself for a month. We're going to get that in Canada. That is going to be the last arc, is a Thailand-esque shit show, literal shit show, but from her Canada apartment. She's got no car. She's no bidet. Yeah, somebody pointed that out to me, no B-Day, and I'm like, because I already said her hygiene is going to really decline. Now she's got nobody to wash her back, and that's a cat scratching, sorry. She's at least 100 pounds heavier than she was, so there's lots of areas she can't reach. And then somebody said, no B-Day, and I'm like, no, I didn't think of that. Fedra Doolally, pretty sure those ghosts she kept hearing are her housemates. I'm betting it's a room she shared, home she rented. It's very common in Cornwall. She kept saying she's living alone. She did say there were ghosts. Do you know what? Whatever her living situation is now, she's moved out of her mum's house. Okay. She's in Canada. She's claiming she won. She won. How? How did she win? Exactly. She's alone. She's lost her third cat. She's stoned. Pebbles. Hello, sweetheart. Hello. She's lost and she is subconsciously e-begging at the moment. Her last live, S Jam came on. I've only watched the first 30 minutes. I couldn't. I watched it on somebody else's channel for a start, and I couldn't. Don't show your bum to everybody. She goes, "Oh, S Jam, hi! You better not be paying my rent for me." Hint, hint. And then she kept going. Well, not kept going on, but she goes, "I have nothing. I have nothing. I've got to buy everything from scratch." Like, well, that's subtle, isn't it? Okay. She has an entire apartment, Heather fleeing a country under the threat of legal consequence. She doesn't think she did anything wrong. She literally said, this donations thing is basically a load of crap because what the law means is you can't set up a fraudulent entire charity and, and then claim money under that. And that's not what she did. It's going to be Thailand. It's going to be Thailand. Her lying on the bed, shitting herself, stoned off her whatever, eating. She has no car. She doesn't want to rent a car. She says she's going to wait till she can save up and buy one outright. Oh, yeah, the cat's fat. Yes, loose cannon. The cat's fat and they're going to lose weight together. I don't think Suzanne swears like a sailor. I don't think Kuwait will let her back in. Legitimately. And she doesn't want to go. She hated being in Kuwait. And she said on the live, that life wasn't for me. How can she take a cat to the vet with no car? She didn't take the cat to the vet even when she had a car. Yes, ML Chatil. She did fall down the stairs at her mum's and hurt her foot. She said she almost died, but I don't believe that. Oh, hell no. She said she almost bought a car and told the car salesman no because of her anxiety. She's also said she's been walking around a lot with her sister, and this is going to be a walking arc. Yeah. JK, she's scared. She knows she's going to balloon up even more. Her appetite in Thailand was huge even for her because of the edibles help her even more. JK. Yes, JK, absolutely. This is now I've said a lot of things with what I think of happening, what I predict is happening, what I thought was happening, and I've been wrong. I've been wrong many times. I admit it. I've been wrong. I was convinced she was still in Kuwait because I thought there's no way she'll stay quiet. Absolutely no way she'd stay quiet. I didn't think her mum would be able to make her stay quiet, to be honest. But living alone, no car, where edibles are legal. This is the finale, in my opinion. This will be the finale. Zero regret. No, after what she did to her sister, shame on her sister for even engaging her with other than hello, these people, I swear, are inbred. Maeve, apparently somebody contacted the cat people. Yes, apparently somebody went and looked on all the advertising and personals for cat and found Smokey and are warning them. To which somebody on Twitter pointed out, this isn't my thought, if they manage to block her getting Smokey, she will get another cat. She will get another cat, regardless of what anybody does. May, she was on the first plane out. Her brain worked for 2 minutes. She literally ditched and ran away from her soulmate, her cat, her life, where she was happy, and it was just us haters that were just stirring the pot. She says, I'm still married, she said, and then she goes, I hope we stay, no, we will stay together. So she corrected herself. It's unbelievable. That woman is Teflon. Nothing sticks. Nothing sticks. I mean, she thinks she's winning because she's in Canada and she was so giddy with happiness. She was so smug. JK, I was so happy to see her smug attitude. That just guarantees she has learned as little as humanly possible from all of this. She's learned nothing. As far as she's concerned, this isn't verbatim for what she said, but basically, it's all our fault. It's all her viewers' fault. She made some mistakes in Kuwait. If she broke any laws, it was by accident. And it's our fault for reporting her. Dawn Gaskell, she's convinced she's done nothing wrong. Absolutely. Stormy hates she has already abandoned 3 cats. Why would she want another one? Is so selfish. Because she needs something to love her. She needs something to love her. Pretty girls, fools. Yeah, she's a cockroach. Hell no, she's arrogant. The next few months of her life will be intolerable. She's going to be online permanently because she's got no one. She needs people to talk to. It's going to be like having your teeth pulled. It's going to be torture. I can't imagine. We are jealous, Tiggs. We are. Sorry, yeah. I'm obviously. There's me shaking my head, thinking I wouldn't trade my life for hers in a second. But that's only because I am jealous. She's still veiled. She says she'll always be veiled. And I actually believe her. I believe she'll always be veiled because she veiled to cover her head and to make her face look smaller, not because of any religious beliefs. Dawn, Pebbles is lovely. She is lovely, but she is 50% of the reason I don't sleep well. Yes. Zero regret. Nope, till she finds the next desperate immigrant. While she still claims to be married to Salah, she won't. But that's got to give at some point. She can't keep up the pretense, surely, now that she's in Canada permanently. Either he's going to start spilling the dirt, or we're going to get the blame for him not being able to come to Canada anymore. And then maybe she might start doing Tinder again. Because, again, the veil is just to cover her head and to make her face look smaller. It's got nothing to do with religion, and therefore relationships of that nature aren't actually, haram, because she's not following the religion. She's just hiding her appearance. Mudslinger, her chat is spoon-feeding her everything she wants to hear. She's Queen Bees today. They we're so glad you're back. We were so worried. They weren't exactly throwing money at her, though. I do have to say that she was getting $2 chats, $10 chats. They weren't exactly, B. Lynn, she actually, in my opinion, hated Crazy Frog. She absolutely did. Caroline, just a girl. He is never able to come to Canada. He's never able. Sorry. No, he's been rejected twice already. He's never coming to Canada. She knows he's never coming to Canada. But it'll be our fault. Dawn Gaskell, she said the Kuwaiti government didn't have to accept the marriage, but they did. I wish somebody would explain it to me. Well, it transpires that you can marry an expat as a tourist if you marry as a non-Muslim. It will be purely civil. It's not a religious marriage. It's not recognized by Muslims. It's not recognized by Muslim authorities, technically. But I guess the authorities, I mean, if she got married as a non-Muslim, her being a non-Muslim, Salah being a Muslim, the marriage, as I said, is a civil marriage. It is not recognized by Muslim countries, but it is recognized by other countries that aren't Muslim. So I could see why they might accept that. But then she'd have to admit to marrying as a non-Muslim. And that would lead to a whole different set of lies now. Oh, hell no. She knows exactly what she's doing and she's manipulating everybody she can. Lynn, recognising Canada, though, yes, recognising Canada, but Salah will not be accepted. Absolutely, categorically would not be accepted. He's been rejected twice. He applied twice, been rejected twice, and then suddenly he's married to a Canadian? Kind of suspicious, huh? They did pay their way. Suzanne swears like a sailor. That's if she married as a non-Muslim. That would be a very, very good reason for hiding the certificate as being married as a non-Muslim. Nesse Rossi, thank you so very, very much. Katsy, I really enjoyed hearing the attorney describe the complexities of Kuwait law. The thing is, laws are somewhat made more complicated because they're based on the Quran. So things that don't... I'm not going to comment on the Quran, but because the law also has a religious basis to it, some things that we might perceive to be not a big deal are a big deal. Maya May, zero regrets. She said she's pretty sure she broke two toes and they're both black from the fall down the stairs. Feet issues with diabetics, though, are a thing. And if she's hurt herself, if she has some internal damage and that doesn't heal properly, she could have some really big complications. Especially Esme Linda, especially as she did the Shahada after the supposed marriage. Exactly. If she married as a non-Muslim and then took the Shahada as a Muslim, that marriage in a lot of ways is invalidated, I believe. She would have to remarry a religious ceremony. Hello, Nessa. Hello, hell no. Hello, zero regrets. Look up gangrene. Exactly. Zero regrets. Rotting meat. We are all meat. Realize that. Yeah. Look, she's back. She's being obnoxious. She's smug. She is medicated. Okay, the medication is going to temper somewhat her desire to rage. We are going to not get an accurate representation of what she really feels unless she fails to medicate herself at some point. And I cannot see that happening soon. Irene K. So smug and high, no changes, blames the haters. Miss Morris reads, I heard that from the farms, contacted the people who posted the cat and she may not get it. Yes, she may not get that cat, but she'll go for another one. She will get a cat. She'll get a cat because she needs something to love her, and also because she knows it's going to piss a lot of people off. And she loves pissing people off. Showgirl, she has nothing to be smug about, forced to flee, had to rent an expensive apartment, no husband, no car, more expensive food. And she's probably financially crippled her parents as well. There's that. That's not something to be proud about. She didn't rent the apartment herself. She wouldn't have gotten the credit. Somebody rented it for her. Her mum had to come to the rescue again. The handsomest man. Anybody want to hear you play the keyboard? Ooh, maybe towards the end. Yeah. Ferendria Dolce? I'll probably pronounce that incredibly wrong. You have a good friend in Cornwall to watch her in the wild. That's if she goes out. I mean, she has no car. She's going to be driven around by family, isn't she, like Amber? Beeline, I wonder if Pete will share her apartment soon. Lol, she needs him to put her socks on. Serenity Queen, he said Kuwait is a combo of Shahira, French and British law. Miss Morrison reads, Mummy got her an apartment and she has no car and knows bankruptcy and taxes. So jealous over here. I know. I am. Yeah. I mean, I wish the last 3 years of my life were like the last 3 years of hers. I mean, that woman's incredible. If somebody wrote a book about foodie and it was 100% accurate and you just picked it up and read it, you'd say, this is a load of bollocks. This is so unrealistic. It would never happen. She is a special, special, special individual. Zero Grace, she didn't wear socks in Kuwait. Nice jams. She makes put her socks on. James, jams. Handsomest man. Only $10, PayPal preferred. Nope, still. Keyboard, maybe later. I can actually legitimately, hand on heart, when Crazy Frog first came out as Axel F, I could play it on a Casio. I can still play it on a Casio, but I won't. So you can thank me for that later. Beeline, Chantal says in a video shot, Pete has to come home on his lunch break, put her socks on. It's probably £100 ago. Yeah, I uploaded that as a short when she said he had to come and put her socks on. Dawn Gaskell, Julia got a passport and was chipped. Where do you think Salah could have fled to her with? The thing is, with his passport, not many places. And I mean, he could have fled to Syria, but that doesn't seem very productive either. I think staying in Kuwait probably would have been better than flying. I don't know. Twitter has already found her apartment and the people smoking the cat and contacted them. I know they allegedly found the apartment. It's very low cost housing, allegedly. I'm not one to judge. Zero regrets. People imagine starting all over with that garbage she left behind in the villa. She could have had a storage locker. She could not be bothered. Her in Kea, the head covering covers her balls and chins and says others are hating on her Muslim religion. I'd say that it's BS that Julia's chipped. She'll go Malaysia. Miss Morris Rees, you didn't have time to get all Julia's paperwork. No. Dawn Gaskell, Chantal said they both left Kuwait. I think she just said they're both safe and that she won't say where they are. But I did not watch the whole thing. I can't think of a word. Maeve, they both left the same day immediately. They left Julia. B squared, if he's out Kuwait, he must have driven because he'll never leave his team. That is a very, very good point. That's a very good point. Jennifer H, I don't think either of them have Julia. No, I don't. I absolutely don't. May, she will start asking for money for a car after she asks for money for a new cat. She's also started insinuating she needs money to buy everything she needs for her apartment as well. And the sad thing is people are going to send her money for it. But Bailey, Fat Cow, I really think Pete has rescued her and paid for an apartment and will live with her soon. I think he will, because she needs care. She needs a carer. And he loves her. He absolutely loves her and is absolutely devoted and loyal to her. There's not much you can say about that, is there, really? Kat says, she said he's not in Kuwait. She said he's not in Kuwait. She lies, I hardly believe anything. She said they left Kuwait. She also says she wasn't in Canada, so... News 3, watching her slurring off weed is so cringe. I actually use it medicinally, but never get to the point that she is at. I would imagine that if you used those things for medical purposes, you wouldn't want to be... I mean, that's not the point. You want to the point that you can function, surely. That, you know, if you're in pain, you want the pain to go, but you still want to be able to do stuff, not to sit at the end of your bed drooling and stuffing your face. Pamela Patterson, I never found out, but what did Salah do that he was barred from travelling to Canada? I don't know. I don't know the process of getting in Canada, whether there is an exam and things like that. I don't know. Shirley Daly, she needs a slave. Oh, yeah. Musling, if he's smart, he would find a family in that apartment to take Julia and sure he needs people there. I hope, if Julia's not with Salah, because Salah did love Julia, he found a home for her. Absolutely. I am very concerned about Julia. This is actually the only thing I care about is Julia. Couldn't give a shit about the other two people, to be fact. Desiree, I'm getting a spinal stimulator next month and I'm going to hardly wait for the pain to lessen. Is that like a TENS machine? The machine that they use for labour pains? Zero regrets. Is weed, is wheelchairs, even wheelchairs for people who use weed for sleep like me, 2.5 grams of gummy, not wherever a wheelchair is what we want. We need to sleep. We do not want to get zooted. When I was a student, long story, but I did get absolutely stoned once. And I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I personally think it's the most revolting feeling. It was very, very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. But anyway, Pamela Patterson, I have to admit, I'm not super sure about traveling the world. I haven't even managed to get out of... I'm not saying that word. I can't pronounce that. Mudslinger, he can't get a visa to leave that quickly, and if he left, where would he go? He has no funds to live in a hotel in another country, and that would be temporary. He can't risk not being able to get back. He's probably with his family. He is probably with his family. Zero regrets. She knows who and how to manipulate well. Miss Morrison Drees never smoked, got stoned or drunk. I mean, this was when, 1994? 1994? That was the only time. Hey, no, not for me. B Square Salah can do his spreadsheets anywhere. That's true. That's true. Spreadsheets are highly portable. You can be a businessman doing business anywhere. Yes. Chat baby, she said in her chat that she needs some to fetch some things for her. No, I thought Allah said Salah couldn't get in because of his English. Catsy, I was a daily user in my 20s. It messes with my muscles now that I'm older. Mudsling, of course, is with his family or friend. He definitely has people that would hang out with him. His family must be relieved. Well, very, very, very relieved. But the shit she's left him in. She literally just left him. After all that, I'm married, he's my soulmate, you don't know. She just dropped him as soon as she could to save her ass. That tells you everything you need to know about their relationship. So sarcastic but classy Sagittarius. Hello, lovely fat cow and chat. Question: would Salah's family take him after all Chantal have done and said? Yeah, I would imagine so. But think about this, okay? He obviously was using her to try and get to Canada, right? He's invested 2.5 years into this. And what has he achieved? He is in a significantly worse position than he would ever have been in had he never met her. Absolutely. I mean, successful romance scammer, that is the polar opposite of being successful. That is the least successful romance scam I've ever seen in my life. Zero regrets. Serenity Queen, a horrible issue with panic attacks. I can't even think of it. It's good till I see my brain has saved me and protected me. I won't do more than 2.5. I used to have panic attacks, and I found sitting in a cold shower was a very good way for me to stop them. Cold water does shocks your system, and it makes you start controlling your breathing. My panic attacks, which I was medicated for, coincidentally stopped once I left my husband. You can, fill in the blanks then. Shelley Daly, he should have done his research. Even if you had done all the research in the world about foodie, would you have predicted the outcome? Kazan Hojeti? Plot twist: Salah is now with the woman from Pause who was a complaint that caused foodie to run. Sorry, no. Salah. Actually, slightly different DVA, but that's made me think the moment there's any suggestion that Salah might be looking elsewhere, that is when the whole "we're still married" facade's going to crash down. Lydia J, I imagine he would at least have big fines because personally broke so many laws, so they're likely focusing on punishing him, not her. Yeah, their entire focus will be on him now. She really fucked him over. I mean, wow. Cowboy Dog, how fast do you think Salah had a party at the fart box? I think he's probably too busy panicking about all the crap he's been left in. But at the same time, feeling euphoric that he's finally gotten rid of the rather large weight that's been holding him down. Zero regrets. The feeling is so crazy. I haven't had one in a while. I'm so careful with coffee now, soda and drinks, and never would use gummies. Oh, panic attacks. Oh, they are so scary. They are legitimately scary. And I'm sorry that you have them. Zero regrets. Disassociative disorder I have. It's bizarre. It's not a good feeling. I'd imagine not. No, I'm sorry. Oh, Malay, I think it's possible his father got him out of Kuwait also. Yeah, but where? Exactly. That's the thing. Qatar, Saudi Arabia. I mean, he's going to have to start things from scratch too, isn't it? Well, not scratch, because he has family in the Middle East, but kitten zombie foodie is all about herself, and that will never change. No, as long as she's fine, as long as she's safe, as long as she's fine, everything else couldn't give a shit. Couldn't give a shit. Iron Chef, he can't stay in that building anymore since he's a bachelor. No, no. I mean, he would have stayed until the rent ran out, whenever that would have been. But also staying at the apartment meant that the authorities knew where he was or where he is. So, Beelin, Cowboy Salah was probably not non-stop looking for other women his entire time with Foodie anyway. Probably. Lucy Jane, Curtis is too dumb and lazy to start somewhere he's never lived. Campfire Girl, don't believe a word. Linda, I swear, the way she leaves destruction and shit on everything and everyone she touches, she should be studied by science. It's opposite of Midas touch, isn't it? Foodie it's like a hurricane. I can't imagine being her. I literally can't imagine having her life. I can't imagine having her mentality. I can't imagine. It's got to be hell, to be honest. Zero regrets. You think Goofy took Julia with him? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope he at very least found someone to look after her. Kitten zombie, Foodie's like a tsunami. She is. She is. Except there's no lull before the thing. Oh, I can't describe it. I mean, it's fascinating academically in terms of study, Foodie, but it's incomprehensible. I just don't understand. Blue Daisy, Salah would be instantly drafted to Syrian army if he went to Syria. That's what I thought. That's why I didn't think Syria would be the good option. Chris, and now she's going to get another cat, even though she's drinking out of a storage container and doesn't have a pot to pee in currently. Why? I just can't watch her anymore. It's too distressing. I know. I mean, priorities. She's just moved to apartment. She's using. Okay, she's just got some bedding. Her sheets her mum donated. She says got no cups, no cutlery, no anything. She did bring me. She has bought a picture to hang on the wall. She's got that, and now she's getting a cat on Friday, which is day after tomorrow. It's not right. It's not right. Chantal has caused destruction everywhere she has gone and with everyone in her life, including her own family. Moonpie, okay, did you all see the flower picture she pulled out the dollar bag store? Like I never saw it before and it said it was ugly. Do you think she didn't buy it herself? It was weird. The picture was, let's say for politeness sakes, something I would imagine somebody a bit older would like. Julia J, he really does care for Julia, frequently fussing over her where Chantal will neglect and take care of Julia at different times. And also, it was very obvious that Julia preferred Salah and Chantal had a problem with that. Tasha Nicholson, it's a twisted compulsion. She has to prove she can get a cat. Yes. Her defiance. The thing, it's a life. It's a little life. She doesn't. Look, we all know the world revolves around Chantal as far as Chantal's concerned. We all know that if she wants something, she wants it. And the fact that she moves into an apartment that is empty and has nothing, and her first thought is getting a cat, and you know it's not just because she needs something to love her, but it's also a middle finger to us because of Bruce. It's basically her saying, I wanted a cat. You stopped me getting a cat. Fuck you, I've gotten a cat. Oh, Manto, Silver Lion, she claims the new cat is short-haired, but also very fat and unhealthy. I mean, I don't think she can she can do a litter tray. I don't think she can keep a litter tray clean. Kitten zombie she is, getting a cat to be spiteful. Absolutely. Just living life, a reckless vagabond, soulless, how she jumps in and out of relationships, so disgusting, her lack of concern for anyone, including animals. She ups and runs and abandons everything and everyone. She has her YouTube plaque. She has her YouTube plaque. She didn't leave without her YouTube plaque. The set of circumstances that had to happen for Foodie Beauty to exist, I don't think it could be replicated to make another one. I don't know what planets were in retrograde. I don't know what, it's unfathomable. It's unfathomable. Kitten zombie, she was out of breath, taking pillows out of the packaging. How is she going to bend over? She can't reach the floor. She can't look after a cat. A cat that is already unwell. Mudslinger, let alone drag a kitten litter, bag of cat food in an apartment. She doesn't have Pete's or Salah or a muscle anymore. She's in for a reckoning. I mean, Pete's didn't exactly keep on top of the cat litter either. No, sorry, I keep thinking about the cats, Julia and Smokey now. It's not right. It is not right. Suburban Nation, imagine leaving your family, home, husband and pet with nothing but a fucking YT plaque, ugly hat and a CPAP machine. Oh, and her Temu dresses. Dawn Gaskell, the apartment is going to be trash. She isn't going to keep it clean. Remember her bedroom and she lived with Pete's. Chris noticed it only took her a few days to write off and erase 3 years with Salah and Julia. Her downfall didn't happen. She just shifted locations. She'll put the litter box on the counter. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. The only one who comes close to Chantal is Amber. Same the world owes me mindset. It's someone else. There's absolutely no regards for anyone in her life, including pets. Her mum can go to the church basement charity closet. I live in a mostly rural place and I'd probably furnish an entire apartment for $30. Out charity shops are basically free. Yes, you probably could, but that isn't going to stop Foodie asking or suggesting or hinting that she needs financial help. And all the financial help is going to go on what we know she calculated to be $6,000 a month in wheelchairs and food. Yeah. The cat's £31. Smokey's £31. Oh no. That cat needs to be looked after by somebody who can legitimately help it. Beelin, Fat Cow, Foodie is always sarcastic, talking about her sister who gives Chantal second-hand used gifts. Yeah, she doesn't care. Gian Smith, so Smokey's already been abused and now he's going to get a worse treatment. Mudslinger, that's disheartening. Moonpile, for real, my God. Pamela Patterson, that's a big cat. That cat needs to be kept on a diet and needs to be forced to play. And it's going to be rehomed with a woman who needs to be on a diet and has to be forced to exercise. Moonpie, that's what she said, very obese. She said they were going to diet together. Yeah, right. Dear. Kitten zombie. She said she had to exercise the cat because he is obese. How is she going to do that when she can't even walk? She's going to be stoned 90% of the time, drooling while sealing. The cat's going to be in anything she drops on the floor. I mean, I don't care if this ends badly for her. I don't. I don't care if this is going to be a repeat of her in Thailand shitting herself on the bed. I don't care. I think she deserves it. But not with a cat. At least in Thailand she had no pet. Oh. Desiree, I heard people found out who was getting rid of the cat and contacted them about Foodie. I don't really have much to say about the people who got their cat to £30 in the first place. If it was because, I don't know. Suburban Nation, Blue Daisy, what's the average size for that type of cat? Not familiar with it. About £8, 8 to 12, £8, £8 to £10 for a cat, unless they're one of the bigger breeds, obviously. Kitten zombie, if the cat is a beast, that means that he had a hard time cleaning his bottom. Wouldn't you have to clean his bottom after you go to the bathroom? I would. Yeah, mudslinger. They might be elderly or really past, or they might, have a disability. Whatever. Not whatever. The cat thing's making me a bit defensive. There are Maine Coons that can weigh that, but I'm pretty sure she would have mentioned if it was a Maine Coon. That'd be another. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out in a few days. She'll go on to introduce the cat and be all smug and then get angry at the chat when people start telling her she shouldn't have a cat again. Cheryl's horrible horror. I'm working on posting Chantal's picture in every Facebook pet group I can find in Ontario to warn people not to give Foodie any animals. I hope that works. Mudsling, she said it was a short-haired grey tabby. Kitten zombie, my cats and dogs are in good health and within their weight range. Mylanta? Maine Coons are long-haired, yes. Jane Smith, I can't see anyone giving away a Maine Coon. Normal people have rehoming fees with cats such as that. Zero regrets. She said she's not going to get Zaham back because she doesn't want to take him away from a happy home. And I wouldn't want her to get Sam back either. I don't want her to have any pets. She cannot look after herself. But a 6-year-old cat, obese cat with poor health. Just leaving me, poor animals. It's so unreal that the first she does is snatch up another cat. Julia may be better off with Salah if he actually is taking care of her. It's just awful too. Even Fatma, what is happening? Miss Morrison reads, I don't think it was ever an option for her to get Sam back. No. Shirley Daly, why doesn't she just get a pet rock? Because a pet rock cannot love her. And a cat that is food obsessed is going to love her. And that cat will love her because of the food, not because of her. But she won't see it. Zero regrets. What I saw with my cat is watching them from work. The cat now and those I had wander all night long. It's insane that dogs sleep The cats wander. Yeah, my cats sleep all day, and yes. Tig, she needs a robot pet. She needs a Roomba to pick up stuff, but then it'll probably die too, because it'll probably pick up something it shouldn't. Mudslicker, she had a pet rock named Pete. Miss Morrison reads, her mattress is on the floor and a cat will shit in it. Mm-hmm. Fat cow, not even a cat will love Foodie. Foodie loves Foodie, and that's all that really matters. Oh, Mylanta, she's never once shown any of the claimed updates about Sam after the very first one. I don't think she actually has contact with the new home. Moonpie, her mattress is on the ground. Really, how can she get up? I don't know about that, to be honest. Shelley Daly, a Roomba can't work in an area that's a dump site. Dawn Gaskell, I love this chat. You people are a riot. You people are a riot. You are seriously fantastic people. Mattress is on a box spring. Box springs are usually on wheels as well. Not always, but our box spring is going to break. That's all I can say. Yeah. So, the break was nice while it lasted. It was nice while it lasted. We are now going to have, her live had, when I stopped watching her live from Milky, she had 1,500 people watching, which is the most that she's had for a very, very long time. So she's going to be very popular for a bit because, don't know if she'll ever recover her channel though, because it really has gone very, very far down on the algorithm. I can't believe it's like last 2.5 years never happened, apart from the weight gain. Nothing. No, nothing. It's incredible. Kanaki Chick, hi Fat Cow, sorry you can't sleep, but happy to see you. I also feel this may be a continuation of the Kuwait arc. She's in much worse shape with no car, already ceiling blech. Carlo Franco, yep, the money's going to be good for her for a couple of months. It will, but July's salary, when she gets it from YouTube, is going to be a pittance. So August will be good. But up until then, her mum's going to be paying for everything. Chris, she deleted the last 3 years and her stone cold heart didn't retain anything. It's just amazing how she dismisses Salah and Julia. She has no... as long as she's okay, as long as she is okay, F everyone and everything else. Dawn Gaskell, she lost her most handsome husband. She's going to eat her depression. Oh, she already was. The only thing that might stop it being as bad as it was in Kuwait is the cost. Cheryl's horrible horror. It will be weeks of food, lying in bed, hide a kite, eating, no car. I think her channel will not survive. I think the novelty will be there for... Well, the thing is, okay, Thailand was an awful period in terms of actual content, apart from watching her drool on a bed. It's going to be that, and the tolerance for Girl World to watch that in Thailand was surprisingly long. I mean, things started to dip after about the 3 weeks mark, I think, but people still hung in there because they knew it wasn't forever. But this, I think, give it a month of that, And then people will start realizing that there is nothing. There is nothing. People will check in every so often to see if she's still alive. It'll be a death watch. Because she has nothing interesting to say. She does nothing. This is just an interesting blip because at some point we know she's going to rage. She is going to rage at some point. Without the medication, she's fuming and she has a lot to say and she will say it. So we're going to probably hang around to see when that happens. But after that, yeah, there's nothing interesting. Zero, but Beelin, Desiree, I don't think at this state of herself any more could be paid for. No man is that desperate. I can't. I don't know. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Be interesting if anime sucks appears again. Actually, now that they're on the same side of the planet. Sarcastic but classy Sagittarius. Any bets on how long it will be before she starts messaging her ex again? And I'm not speaking about Pete's. I think it depends on whether or not she starts drinking again. If she starts drinking again, then things are going to get more. I mean, you know what she's like when she drinks. She knows what she's like when she drinks. Let's see. Zero regrets. You actually think she will not try to get in favour with Nads and Dee Dee? I don't know. I mean, people who have been in girl world obviously understand foodie better than me in a lot of regards because I can still be surprised at the levels she will go to, where some people are never surprised with how low she will go. So I can't say. I mean, I think she'd be an idiot if she did, but she obviously is an idiot. Nada and Dee Dee won't benefit from her, no. I can't, apart from putting interest back in them again. Tix Voodoo, just joined now. Drinking was never a drug of choice. She prefers weed. Yes, she does. She absolutely categorically does. But she had her moments. Trailer Park Trophy Wife. Anime offered her a relationship, but who knows if he was trolling. See, it doesn't matter if anime is broke. It's a man. It's a man wanting attention. Suzanne swears, do all you think Salah is somewhat delayed mentally? I think he's emotionally delayed. Let's just say at the very best, he's average. Moonpie, can you DoorDash weed? I seriously don't know. Weed is not legal here in the UK, so I if it ever became, I don't know if you could get it to live. I mean, If it was prescription, you've got it in prescription, yeah. TX Voodoo, Cuba Rage was alcohol feud, but she couldn't get weed there. I'll bring it. Ah, I see. Yeah, okay. Cheryl's horrible horror. I think Salah operates like a 12 to 14-year-old, just my opinion. I mean, emotionally, yeah. In terms of intellect, it's really hard to tell because you don't know how functional he is as an adult when he's speaking his own language. Oh, Mylanta, his mental emotional maturity may be what could save him from the Syrian military, but it's just a thought. I don't think so. Didn't they say anime was a feeder? I know I've heard that before. Yeah. Is the UK pretty conservative? Becoming progressively more so. Is all I can say. Progressively more so. Yeah. TX Voodoo. I don't think he ever imagined someone like Foodie, totally outside his experience. I don't think anybody could think up a person like Foodie. And also she wouldn't have presented herself as she is. She said he knew everything about her. I doubt it. I think he saw a Canadian that earned money, and that's all he saw. He didn't. Wow. I mean, he must be. He must have been kicking himself within. I mean, obviously, it was less than a year he was already caught talking to other people. So, TX Voodoo, I would say not conservative, but more right wing reactionary. Yeah. Less tolerant of things, progressively more, less tolerant of things. Katsu, he seems like he would be on a spectrum with the cartoon voices he talks in. No offense to any neurodivergent people. As I said a long time ago, it would be very hard to decide whether or not Salah was on the spectrum in any way, shape, or form because you can't diagnose somebody speaking in not their native language because obviously you're hampered by your knowledge of that language. Somebody who speaks Syrian Arabic would be in a better position to decide that. Mudsling, he's immature just based on his movie demographic choices. Cheryl's horrible horror. How long till Salah is a thing of the past, I wonder. That depends. Okay, Salah is not going to still be in the picture, but a suggestion of Salah still being in the picture might go on for a bit unless Salah is caught doing something or if Salah decides he wants to talk about the last 2.5 years. Just living life. I wonder if his friend Allah will come out with anything in regards to Salah. Who really knows how he was left when she took off? She would be telling more lies as always. Absolutely, absolutely categorically could be. She could have just left and has no idea. Lazy Jane, Crazy Frog over and over and over and over tells me there's something off in his brain. Beelin, Fat Cow Salad, his perversions might have actually disgusted Foodie. I think, yeah. Zero regrets. She seeks out all of the desperate ones. She thought she was doing something off the charts, running to Kuwait. LOL, what a complete fool. Absolutely, categorically. Salah Nation, he didn't comment in her chat today. No sign of him. whatsoever. Pamela Patterson, I agree. Fat cow. My children are in French immersion, and to get diagnosed for learning disabilities, they had to wait for English proficiency grade 3. Suzanne swears like a sailor. I've seen her pick her nose and eat it, so I don't know what she finds disgusting. TX Voodoo, I feel like the crazy frog thing almost was a kind of rebellious act to her long lives. I think if he didn't notice, it pissed her off. He knew it pissed us off. So I think it was more about that. Rule number 1, never forget. She's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I've said before, it wasn't until I came across Foodie on YouTube, I didn't know people like her existed, which obviously is a blessing because it means I've never met a person like her. Yeah. Suzanne, Pamela Patterson, how hard is it for to get a divorce without her there? Not hard at all. Not in the slightest. Nope. Harder for her to divorce him. Significantly harder for her to divorce him. If. I don't think it matters. Zero regrets. Of all the channels they've gone, I stick with you. Thank you so much. Laurie Covey, who's going to pay to put her in a giant pickle jar when her time comes? Her mum. Her mum. Iron Chef, she was so proud to be a fugitive. She was. She did say, she literally said, how many of you can say that they're a fugitive? As if that's a boast. Beeline, Fat Cow, Salah was on her nerves in those last days, and Foodie was mad that he embarrassed her and yelled at her in the car. Foodie was so mad. She was. She is happy to be out of Kuwait. She is happy to be away from Salah. The only regret she has is now she's going to appear unclaimed and undesirable and single again, let's say, and she doesn't like people thinking of her as being undesirable. We never did see the marriage certificate. We never did. We probably never will. She thinks she's a cool girl. She thinks she is everybody's friend. She is the party girl. She is the popular girl. She doesn't understand why people don't like her, apart from the fact that she's overweight, because being morbidly obese is obviously a legitimate reason to dislike somebody, and anybody who thinks it's a legitimate reason to dislike somebody, like herself, well, Beelin, exactly. She's rid of Salah, now on to the next victim. Muslim, to be fair, she was so proud to be a drug addict and to be with a convict. Some people like drama. Heather Nunya, but she's pretty and we're all jealous. I was looking at a Retro React the other day, and I remember thinking she could have been pretty. She could have been. Her personality destroyed that more than her destroying her body, but I don't know. Suzanne swears with a sailor. The funniest part is it's got nothing to do with how it looks. It's all her actions. Nothing to do with how she looks. There is a part that I find about her manners and her lack of decorum and her lack of social graces, for want of a better phrase. That also I find perplexing. Yes, TX Voodoo, she's vulgar. That's what I was trying to. That's what I was implying. Yes. The last Pulpy Live, when I did the retro react, and she was live streaming from a hotel when she was actually physically on the toilet taking a shit. And I can't. I can't. I don't understand the mindset who thinks that's okay. Okay. I don't take the phone into the toilet with me. I will not answer the phone if I'm on the loo. Not that I can, because I don't take the phone with me. I can't, even if I'm the only person in the house, I still shut the door to the toilet. It's just, I can't. On live? Mudslinger, today was her honeymoon phase being back in Canada. She'll turn that around. Yeah, at the moment, she is probably feeling a bit euphoric because she's escaped. Now she's got her own apartment and she's all excited and stuff. And she's not seeing it through the lens that everybody else is seeing it. She's alone in a barely furnished apartment with nothing. She's got at least 2 months of relying on her mum for money because she hasn't earned anything. Although the paycheck that comes next week for May includes all those donations she got for doing things, those hundreds of pounds for beesing and stuff. So next week she's going to have money. So that'll be interesting. It probably won't last a month though. Jamie, what will she ever do without her B-day? I know. That's not something I'm going to think about. Trailer park trophy wife. I was also taught to run the water when others were near when using the toilet, and there were going to be noisy bodily functions. Yeah, in public toilets especially. Which of the Wild Wars maybe Pete's is helping her financially? I don't think he can. He said that he did say that he wouldn't move in with Foodie until he had a full-time job. TX Voodoo, I live alone and have some mobility issues, arthritis. So I have a smartwatch that calls on emergency services that is as close to a phone I have in my bathroom. That's a really good idea, actually. Susan swears like a sailor. The narcissism is crazy. That's why I can't stop watching. It is fascinating. It is absolutely fascinating. Moonpie. Okay, so she says she's not showing us the apartment. Fair enough. But she still has no car. Her content will suck. Heather Nunya, she said she had a B-day at the end. I didn't last that long, to be honest. Hayley, she can't drive and she wants to get a pet and she can't take care of. Sounds like she's aspiring to be an ALR. Isn't that the inevitability of these two people, though, to end up alone, isolated, miserable, but pretending not to be? Carmadillo. I'm not sure what lies ahead for Salah. There must be some relief that the charade is over for both parties. I'm sure there is. I'm absolutely sure there is. Do we want to hear from Salah in the future? I mean, sure, we're curious. We really want to know what it was like. We really want the gossip. But do we really want to hear from Salah again? That's the question. Zero regrets. Maybe he got more than he bargained for. I would like to hear from him, yes. Would you believe him, though? Camadillo. I would be interested. Foodie cast a large shadow. Trailer Park Trophy Wife. I also want to know how she's going to keep the 31-pound cat's ass clean. I have a 16-pound elderly 15-year-old cat that needs help clearing every now and then. 31-pound cat every time. She can't look after any cat, let alone a morbidly obese one. Oh, hell no. Would love to hear his side of the situation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless he says where Julia is, don't care to hear from him. Jamie, one tell all from Salah, and that's it. Yeah. A tell all or an interview with somebody who asks the right questions, who can direct him into ask the right questions as well. Just one. Unless he does frequent updates on Julia. But that just has to be community posts and things, doesn't it? Chris, Chantal has dirt on Salah. She threatened him with that knowledge. I bet he just vanishes, never to be seen again, unlike ALR's exes. Suzanne swears like a sailor. I don't think he would go to Syria by himself. I don't think he would, no. Pamela Patterson, I would like to hear the tea, but not ongoing. Sabah Nation, he would have to be very careful with his wording. Moon Pie, Mr. Snowflake could do a good documentary from Salad's side. I don't know if Salah would talk to Mr. Snowflake, though. Who would be the best person to... Who? I don't know. Just living life. Does anyone really believe the whole situation has happened with Salah behind with the cat? Things were getting rocky over the last week before her leaving, and this could just be her temporary visa extend. Well, she's got an apartment, allegedly. She says Kuwait is over. I don't... Look, I've been wrong before, but I don't think Kuwait will let her back in for at least 5 years. But, okay. Beely and Fat Cow, well, that's food and Salah, both scammers, both got karma. Yeah. Mudslinger, I require Salah to do an Instagram to post updates on Julia. Yes. Marie, such a chill live stream. Yeah, no, we're literally just chatting. I got woken up and I checked the time, then realised I wasn't going to fall back to sleep immediately. So I just went on Twitter, and then the first thing that comes up is, and I'm like, all right, read some Twitters. Then had a quick look at Milky Chase live of her live, and then just sat there and thought, well, should I respond? Everybody is responding. Absolutely everybody is responding. There's nothing I can make in a video apart from saying I was wrong. And then I thought, well, this is a discussion. It's not me telling you. This is a discussion topic. And that's why I decided to do a live. I mean, the whole thing's just so perplexing. TX Voodoo, I think milk tea would intimidate him. She's so clever. I think everybody would, though. I don't know. I mean, I'd interview him. There you go. I said it. I'd interview him. I understand the culture a bit. It's not going to happen, obviously, but I'd do it. Anyway, Marie, you don't need to read my chat. I'm a fucking okay. Okay. Carmadillo, the fact she went home to Canada and gloated she better not return to Kuwait. Thing is, she has absolutely no comprehension of what she did. She said, so I filmed an oil field. Oh, well. She says the donation things, everybody's got it wrong. You have to actually create a false charity and, and give it a front. And it's not donations, it's money laundering. It's like, no. She goes, so I swore. So what? So she still thinks she says she did some things wrong. Oh, well, it was an accident. She doesn't think she did any crime at all. Am I sure I don't narrate for commercials? I think I'd know if I narrated for commercials. No, I don't. Would I? I don't know. Got a voice for radio. Well, I know it's a face for radio, but Suzanne swears like a sailor. She is so defiant she would ever admit that she did something wrong. Oh, hell no. She thought she was being sued for a while. She is saying that Pause Kuwait were incredibly unprofessional in their treatment of her. But she can say whatever she wants now because she's not there. Nothing's going to happen to her. She's not important enough for Kuwait to extradite her. She hasn't committed big enough crimes for Kuwait to extradite her. The only punishment she's getting, and it's not even a punishment, is her inability to return to Kuwait. And she doesn't want to be there. She said herself again in this live, Kuwait is not for me. She has escaped repercussions. It's unbelievable. Life is weird. Life is just bizarre. The people who get away with stuff and the people who get in trouble for nothing. And there's good people living their lives who are struggling and life just keeps throwing shit at them. And then there's, well, let's just call a spade, bad people who get away with shit all the time. Here's an interesting thing. Sorry, I'm adjusting myself. My legs are starting to really hurt. In Islam, there is a belief that the harder your life is, the more difficult your life is, the more you suffer and struggle, the better your rewards will be after. If that was the case, and if it was applicable to somebody who claims to be a Muslim, her inability to get penalized and to be punished for anything in actual life doesn't bode very well, according to her belief system. Not mine. Just her claimed belief system. Esme, Linda, man, I'm going to have a friggin' awesome time in heaven. There's a Buddhist belief. I'm just waffling on now. There's a Buddhist belief that if you have a hard life now, it's because in a previous reincarnation you were a very bad person. And when somebody told me that, My first response was, I must have been a really shitty person in a previous life. Yeah. Susan swears like a sailor. If she's on metformin and she eats carbohydrates like she does, she will always dump like that. Also, lack of gallbladder. Yeah. Seeker, I have never gotten away with any of the things I failed and done wrong. Me neither. The slightest infraction of any kind, or none at all. Nope. Nope. Zero regrets. Imagine the undies she goes through. No, thank you. Text voodoo. I think if reincarnation is real, I took good health for granted in a previous life. I do not now. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I took it for granted in this life until I didn't have it too. If I had known, I would have, yeah. Which of the wild words? I'm going to be a good person because it's the right thing to do. I don't need to be rewarded. Exactly. If you need the threat of a punishment to be good, then you're not actually. Linda Lou, I think she's being punished now. Look how miserable she is. She has nothing, can't move around, no friends. To us, it seems like a. She doesn't see it though. She doesn't see it. How did I feel the first time she called me out? I laughed. Mary, you're too hard on myself. No, I'm just talking about my health. My health is pants. Good news. I went to the neurologist, and I also implied, because of my history or my experience with the NHS, is that appointments aren't forthcoming. I'm having my MRI on my brain and my spine on the 10th of July at 7 a.m. Anyway, that's good. So progress. And I had my blood test yesterday. I'll find out about that in a couple of days. So their progress is being made. So that's cool. Zero regrets. Only the great fat cow got called out by Cutie, who Smee lied to her. TX Voodoo, me too. I have a baker's dozen of autoimmune things now, but I have my brain, my eyes, my dogs, and my good friends. Life is not horrible. No, exactly. Pamela Passon, as a pagan, I don't have a structure that punishes me. Me neither. Susie Q, I took it for granted and I regret it so much how much bedbound my life is full of. Oh, you disappeared. I'm so sorry. Ren Ferry, you'll be in London then? London when? I'm quite near London. Just saying. TX Food, the Fat Gun Chronicles. I had good news last week. I managed to get my kidney levels back to normal rather than oncoming kidney disease. Yay, me. That is a big yay, you. Moon Pie, I sleep a lot. I like to come back as a well-treated house cat. I don't want to come back at all. Ooh. Anyway. Susie swears like I say. Going to a pain clinic now. They believe their therapy can help with the pain. Some of it has been through on trauma experience. Yes. Yep. I hear you there. Tiggs, I was raised Catholic. I feel guilty about things I haven't done yet. Desiree, a lot of spoonies in chat. We are strong together. Exactly. Nina, good luck with the MRI. They got me strapped in. I just couldn't. Claustrophobic, kick like a baby. I fell asleep. I fell asleep very quickly. Allegedly, it took 45 minutes, but I don't even remember the first 5 minutes. I remember thinking, gosh, this is loud. And then that's it. I don't know if I have to remove all my piercings or not. I don't think they're magnetic. I think they're titanium, so I think I'll be fine, but I'll have to check before I go, because some of my piercings I can't take off. Fat cow, keep your chin up. If you were there, I would take you out for a nice meal. Hope everything goes well for you. It should be all right. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm never going to get better, but I will settle for not getting worse. Trailer park trophy wife. Her consequences are no consequences, and that in itself is a huge consequence. She becomes fatter, stupider, lazier, ruder, no self-awareness, loss of self-preservation skills. Zero regrets. Did they let you listen to music? I zoned right out. They had to wake me up. Me too. Just vanished. Absolutely vanished. Catsy, I just want to live this life out and try to do honourable things and limit my harm to others. Exactly. Do whatever you want as long as you don't harm any other person or living being. Zero regrets. I always keep my eyes closed. I don't want to see that. It reminds me of a casket. Mind you, I mean, the MRI I had was 12 years ago. I imagine a lot of things have changed since then. When I had the MRI, I had non-specific lesions in the brain, probably caused by migraines, osteoporosis or osteoarthritis of the neck, the lumbar region, and the knees. And it turned out, this is funny, you know how Amber's always going on about this was said on my doctor's notes, but the doctors didn't tell me. Well, it turned out that 12 years ago, when I had an MRI, they found a cyst on my uvula. And I found out about the cyst on my uvula 13 years later. And they're going to check that out again because I frequently have trouble swallowing, like my throat closes. And that's happened to me for a while now, and I never knew I had a lump in the back of my throat. So, yeah. Look, they don't tell you things when they don't think they're important or specific. 13 years later, I guess maybe. Anyway, TX Voodoo, rheumatoid arthritis, shoulders, hips, back, and a bunch of organ issues. I'm so sorry. Fibromyalgia, osteoporosis, and now I've got neurological damage. Unspecified, that's what we're trying to find out. I think, because I also get sciatica quite frequently, beyond normal back pain. My back is always in pain. The sciatica is just like back pain plus. So I think something's squishing nerves, definitely, back there. Zero regrets. I have a lot of mind control for myself, or I would kick off. You ain't getting me at a van. Get lost. I do it. Beeling, fat car. I need to be saying good evening, morning, everybody. Great chat. Always blesses. On it all be well, hopefully. TX Voodoo, you're right, they don't. I ask everything now and just record it. I can't count on my memory and doctors just glaze over. Susan swears like a sailor, probably mental and physical. You've gone through a lot of trauma. Oh, no, absolutely. Fibromyalgia, categorically, absolutely, without question, because of my marriage. Zero regrets. Even tried a 10 unit. I did try a 10s unit on my lower back. The problem is I have paraspinal muscle spasms when I'm anxious, which means my muscles around my spine contract, and the TENS machine made those muscles contract, and my back has been pushed slightly out of line because of the paraspinal muscle spasms. So when the TENS machines made them do it, it just made it hurt more. Stevie Reese, I have fibromyalgia from my marriage too. Yeah, yeah. It's not exactly what you expect from a relationship. Would have preferred flowers. Desiree asked for the spinal stimulator. That's why I'm getting it. The trial I did for a week gave me complete relief from my sciatica. Well, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. There was this thing that you could wear around your calf that presses a very particular acupuncture point for sciatica as well. And I tried it, and it just made my entire leg feel really, really weird and uncomfortable. It didn't hurt. It just felt bad. Mudslinger, which my knees kill me now. That's what reminds me of those Crawlington sessions. Suzanne suppose like say getting micro injections. The doctor all thinks I work out because I hold so much stress in my back. I have all these muscles. The human body wasn't. We weren't. There's a theory that the reason that our backs are so fallible is because if you believe in evolution, I'm just talking about theory. I don't want to poo poo on anybody's belief systems, that we shouldn't have become bipedal just yet. We did it too quickly. And so when we became upright as spines and pelvises, haven't had enough time to evolve around that. And that's why our backs are so fallible. TX Voodoo, mine is all inflammatory, so it comes from flare ups. We didn't adapt to it. We haven't. Lee, as a biologist, the human spine is a structural nightmare. Yep, allegedly. Allegedly. Zero regrets. For respiratory issues, don't believe doctors make them give you prednisone. I found this out many years ago, even as a healthcare worker. Corey Loft, that's interesting. Trailer Park Trailer, or we're supposed to be aquatic. Fascinating. I'd love to surprise customers. Wouldn't it be fun if we kept a tail? I would have liked to have had a tail, to be honest. But if it was just all naked and fleshy, like the rest of us, maybe not so much. Mud slicker. That's why Foodie seals. She's not quite bipedal yet. TX Voodoo, yup. But if we hadn't gone bipedal, we probably wouldn't have won the evolutionary lottery. Let us see our environment more and move quickly for your hand. Exactly. We wouldn't be where we are today. But we wouldn't have bad backs either. I don't know. Did we win? I don't know. You would have wanted to kept your wings. Yeah. TX Voodoo, literally lolling. Susan swears like Salah. When we rewatch the videos of the cat, she really does seem like the girl from Willy Wonka. That behaviour. It was like when she saw the Lulu man, that giddy, like, thing. That was very odd. Very odd. TX Voodoo, I wouldn't mind still being a sea creature. Mermaids. Should all be mermaids. There you go. That's solved it. Ashley Eaton, I'm not even sure I sent you a thank you for receiving the Squishmallow, and I did paid it forward. I will email you. I think you did. I'm not sure. I know you're grateful. That's cool. When she wants something, she wants it now. Yep. Dawn Gaskell, if we were further down the food chain, Foodie would have been eaten at birth. Zero regrets. I figured this out years ago. 3 admits for pneumonia once, 10 days, hypersensitivity pneumonia. I finally saw what they're doing now. Since demanded prednisone, that's needed. It's never been in the. Sorry, that didn't finish. Pamela Patterson. Well, it is bedtime in the middle of Canada. I hope to catch you again. I hope Foodie doesn't do anything that makes me think alive is something to do so impromptu. I like to plan these things, but Friday, Smoky. She is going to be absolutely torn to pieces. She gets another cat, and she deserves it. Lee, also standing upright changed how our skulls and spines connected, making it easier for the brain cells to increase related to body size. I know, but still, bad backs, bad hips, bad knees. And our bellies aren't protected in the way they should be protected, apparently, because the primordial pouch that cats have, the fat. The reason they have fat there is because other cats, the way they attack each other, the bunny kicks cats do to things. It's them actually trying to disembowel their prey. It's not so cute when you think of it that way, by back scratching at the abdomen. And that fat on the abdomen is a protective layer. If the abdomen gets punctured, the fat forms a vacuum and you stops bits of you falling out. But because we're now upright, our fat on our abdomen doesn't protect us from getting wounds in our stomach because it wouldn't create a vacuum anymore. I don't know where that came from, but anyway. Janine Smith, there is one thing I can think positive about Foodie, and that is she mentioned you, and I had to check your stream. You're the best. Glad to be here. Thank you so much. That is very true. A significant percentage of the people who choose to watch me heard about me because Foodie mentioned my name. She went a long time without mentioning me by name. I was the weirdo with a tattoo for a long time before she actually said my name, which was funny. Zero regrets. You're using computers and phone and whatever is an insult to your body alignment. Yeah, Mudslick. I'm hoping a new cat doesn't even materialize. I hope it doesn't make it to Foodie. She's going to get a cat, whether it is the obese cat Smokey on Friday or another cat. She's going to get a cat because she really, in part, she wants something that loves her, and a good part is she wants to piss us off. Susan swears like a sailor. She doesn't realise weirdo is a compliment. She claims she's a weirdo sometimes, though, which is weird. Zero regrets. What she said is nasty and just shame on her. She did say I had a face like a bull's bollocks once, I think. A bull's nutsack. There you go. That was the best one. I look like a bull's nutsack. That was great. Yeah, she did say the ink went to my brain. Yeah. She needs to be more creative with her insults. That's all I have to say. Susan swears like a sailor. I think she's afraid of Goose Chunk, don't you? I know very little about Goose Chunk, to be honest. She does like to attack people she perceives as being weaker than her. So if she's less willing to mention you, then it's because she sees you in a certain way, I think. That's all she talks about, body parts? Yep. It's called ad hominem fallacy. It's when you have no actual point to argue about, you attack the person themselves, their character, or particularly their appearance, to try and invalidate what they're saying. Hello, Poppet. Yes. Ran a Jules salt and a scat. I made my first stuff you could use by a user pattern because I need it, but it was a bunny and it looks like a bunny. That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm pleased. Ran a Jules salt and a scat. When ADHD took hold, so I made a cat to keep PJs in. Fantastic. Hobbies are very important. Yeah. Now I'm going to go in a little bit. This wasn't planned. And yeah, I'll go in 14 minutes because then it would have been 2 hours. Oh, don't tread on the keyboard, Puppet. Hey? Hey? Progress with Toby and Tallulah. I didn't see Tallulah yesterday, but the neighbour's goddaughter was down, so she was probably hanging out with her. They've gone back home now. I see Toby at least twice a day. He knows he's already developed a routine for coming for his food. And when I stroke him now, he now leans into it, which is a really good sign. The story behind the neighbour herself, her name was Sue. I didn't know her very well. We would get each other's parcels if there was a delivery and neither of us were in. And that's pretty much about it. I don't know her age. I just know she was older than me. She was retired. She stopped working in 2022. She worked at a law firm. It has turned out that, sorry, my knee. Oh. Talking of romance scammers, Sue, it turns out Sue had been sending money since 2019 to an individual in Ghana. And while it started out being things like £100 initially, and then we go up to £500 the last few years, the sums that she was sending him were in the region of £10,000 a time. And that they don't know for sure, but they could be looking at hundreds of thousands of pounds sterling sent to this individual in Ghana. Now, the police have 2 phones and statements and things. The money's never going to be returned. But it might help to find probably a scammer ring and maybe close it down. So that was going on with my neighbour all this time, which is really it is sad. Additionally, I found out that she had passed 10 days ago. I'd been feeding both of her cats for about 5 days then. So that was like beginning of June, maybe. So she was already passed by the beginning of June. It was discovered, you know, the timeline. Turns out that she actually passed the 21st of May and she wasn't discovered until then. And what appears to have been happened is a fuse had blown in her house while she was getting ready for a bath or a shower, because the water was still running when they found her 3 weeks later. And so it was just one of those things. It's one of those things. She has one relative, a brother, who she does not talk to at all, has no contact with. I'd never seen her with any friends or anything. And her goddaughter, who was named, not in the will, but in the funeral arrangements, they can't find the will, who lives 500 miles away, was the contact. And I think somebody had asked for a welfare check when they hadn't heard from her for a few weeks. It's makes you think. Makes you think. The only positive that can be taken from this situation, and it's a little positive, was that I'd been feeding one of her cats for a few months anyway, because it was always outdoors. And I fed the birds on the roof outside my bedroom window. I've been feeding the birds for a really long time. And then Tallulah had started coming whenever I fed the birds, like leftovers and stuff. Because I get crows and seagulls and magpies as well. So sometimes I'd put out, sandwiches and things like that had been left over, and she started to come and eat them. This is months ago. So I started feeding her cat food as well, because she was coming to the roof too. And then Toby started coming. It turned out after 2 weeks of his owner being dead, Toby started coming to be fed regularly. And so when this all transpired, both of the cats knew me as a source of food. So the transition for them, obviously, they don't understand and things, but at least the cats have someone looking after them. They've got a house in my garden. They've got a beach umbrella to hide from the shade and things. The house is under the beach umbrella. I have another house coming in a couple of days. They've got a scratching post, and I've even grabbed a chair that was being dumped for them for the garden for them to sleep in as well. And we're making friends. We're getting there. Obviously, it's going to take a while. One's 15, one's 13. They were with the neighbour since they were kittens. And I've spoken to the goddaughter, and they now are officially my cats. And I'm responsible for them for however long they've got left. They're still in their territory. So had they been rehomed as well, it would have been, I think it would have been far, far too much for cats of that age. Do I think I'll ever have them in the house? I hope so. I hope so, yeah. Sincerely hope so. I mean, the weather's all right at the moment. I'm hoping before autumn, definitely before winter, hopefully, at the very, very least. Get them to come into my bedroom, which is the window I feed them from, at the very least. They seem very sweet. They're confused. Toby's a bit thin, obviously. I'm working on it. But as far as I'm concerned, in my brain now, they're my cats as well. But they are officially my cats now. So that's cool. Well, this chat took a turn, didn't it? Oh, I know what vet they go to as well. So I know who's been taking care of them on that front. Life is something nobody should take for granted at all. Foodie, nah. She, anyway, oh dear. Ashley Eaton, I just wanted to share that we rescued a baby fawn yesterday. The mother got, oh no. Baby fawn. Bless. Bless. Dash indeed. Almost all of my cats have been strays. They become so loving. They're so grateful. They really are very, very grateful animals. They just want to be loved, don't they, Pebbles? Just want to be safe, secure, fed, and loved. Or left alone. Some cats like being left alone. Sorry, I'm thinking about Julia again now. Oh dear. TX Foodie, zero regrets. A very good friend of them will take them while another drives down to take them home with her. That's good. Oh my no, Foodie will ever give a fuck about any other living thing because she's entitled to subconsciously believe they all exist to serve her. Raven Moon, my cat loves using me as a bed. So does Pebbles. It's so hot here at night currently. It's so humid and so muggy. And I'm struggling with the heat. But she still insists on sleeping on my back. And I don't push her off. I just let her. Because I can't. They get away with a lot, my pets. Zero regrets. I believe the neighbours across the street watch out for me and I do it for them. And as always, although I have two sons near me, old-time neighbours might do, but they're old. No, seriously. I am in contact with my mother. And I have been in contact with my mother. I can legitimately say, hand on heart, we have messaged each other every day for over a decade. And the one time I couldn't get hold of her, by 11 o'clock, I was calling the police for a welfare check. And it turned out she'd left her phone somewhere else. Right. I'm going to start saying goodbye. This has taken a turn that's was not my intention. So I'm going to end this with a little plea. And that is to take care of yourselves. Take care of the people you love and care for. Take care of your pets. Not to take things for granted. You lot are an incredibly good lot of people. You're well-intentioned, you're good-natured. You are fair in your comments and your observations and your opinions. And for that, I am extremely grateful. If you only watched Foodie and Amber, you would get the impression that the internet is a very hateful place. And when I started this channel, I expected a lot of kickback purely because of who I am, what I appear as, my nuances, my opinions, my differences. And I can safely say with all my heart that is not true. The internet doesn't have to be a hateful place. It can be a very supportive place. It can be very comforting. It can. You guys in my chat, particularly, have proven to me that the world is not nearly as shitty as you could be led to believe by other people's chats, let's say. And you have restored my faith in humanity somewhat, let's say. During COVID and when the lockdown happened, I completely lost my faith in humanity. I was very disappointed at how people responded to the epidemic and how little regard some people showed for other people's health and well-being and the risk that they put other people in. And you guys have mitigated that somewhat. So I thank you all for being fucking stupendous people. All right. I'm going to go now. I have a cat on my knee. And I just want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you for your support. And thank you for supporting each other as well. I think it's incredibly important. All right, guys, you take extremely, extremely good care of yourself. I appreciate all of you. All of you. And we will ride through the storm that is Chantal, Marie, Olive, Sorrel together. Maybe not as in depth as other channels may, but the pertinent parts, let's say. I love all of you. Good evening, good night, good morning, have a good day, sleep well, sweet dreams, all that stuff. Thank you so very, very much.